The Ruto must go hashtag is trending again, and this is why. Number 1, the scandal of 22 billion shillings youth jobs projects. The government has put billions of shillings into programs to create jobs for the youth with very little to show for it over the years. According to audits, some of the money, which is part of the public debt, has been pocketed by ghost beneficiaries because the auditors could not track the recipients. And while this is happening, the unemployment crisis in Kenya is worsening. Number 2, the scandal of stolen free school funds. According to the Office of the Auditor General, 33 non-existent schools received billions of shillings over the past 4 years from the government. And while that is happening, thousands of public primary and secondary schools are on the verge of being closed due to underfunding. Number 3, 11 billion shillings were looted from SHA. The Social Health Authority lost 11 billion shillings through fraud from October 2024 to April 2025. And according to the Ministry of Health, majority of the fake claims came from private hospitals. And the Ministry of Health also sent millions of shillings to ghost hospitals. How can a whole ministry send millions of shillings to a hospital without verifying whether they are real or not? Number 4, the state's 39 billion shillings legal fees scam. Public agencies hire private law firms and they incur huge costs, and yet the government has employed state lawyers. So that is a loophole where billions of shillings are being lost. Number 5, slave trade billions. So President William Ruto and his family were linked to a staffing agency that was sending women abroad to work as house helps. And according to the investigations, many of those women were being exploited and abused while abroad. Number 6, e-citizen billions trail. 44 billion shillings that was collected through the government's e-citizen platform went missing. And according to audit reports, the money may have been siphoned off through illegal payments, convenience fees that were unaccounted for, and questionable withdrawals, or just basically stealing. So this is an example of digitization without transparency. Number 7, 4.1 billion shillings CDF puzzle. According to the Auditor General Nancy Gathungu, 4.1 billion shillings in bursary funds which were under the NG-CDF could not be traced. Over 125 constituencies failed to produce the records, and billions of shillings were flagged for irregular or unauthorized spending. Number 8, KPA billions loot. The Kenya Ports Authority spent over 100 billion shillings in suspect deals, many of which were off the book, despite a government freeze on capital projects. And whistleblower accounts have exposed procurement fraud at the Kenya Ports Authority, inflated contracts, secret tenders, and blatant breaches of procurement law paint a picture of systemic rot. Number 9, queries over billions in Swiss banks. 6.5 billion shillings in e-visa revenues was channeled to Swiss accounts instead of the consolidated fund. Billions of shillings collected from foreigners traveling to Kenya by President William Ruto's administration was banked in Swiss accounts instead of the consolidated fund. And the last and most important reason why people are saying Ruto must go is because over 60 Kenyans were unalived during the protests in 2024 and 2025. All of those people were innocent. They were just exercising their constitutional rights to protest, and unfortunately they were unalived in the streets. And up to now, the families of the victims have not gotten any justice whatsoever. May they rest in peace and may justice be served. And Ruto must go.
Ruto was sworn in as the president on the 13th of September 2022, and in the last 3.5 years, here's all the corruption cases that have happened that you may have conveniently forgotten about. 791 million Kenya shillings NYS scandal to mostly involve the same old procurement issues, falsified documents. Achieve the sad part. That's $791 million. That's the least amount of money that has been lost to corruption ever since this guy came into power. It gets worse. Check this out. 3.7 billion shillings KEMSA scandal. Flawed procurement processes for 10.2 million treated mosquito nets. Following the scandal, President William Ruto sacked Health Principal Secretary Joseph Mburu, suspended KEMSA CEO Terry Ramadhani, and dismissed the entire KEMSA board in May 2023. Nobody was jailed nor prosecuted. Nobody was hanged. Nobody was tried in a court of law. Nothing. No verdict. No punishment. Everybody went away scot-free with suspensions and everyone forgot about it and everybody became rich. 3.5 billion shillings fertilizer scandal. I'm sure you all remember that one. Reports and testimonies indicated that some of the bags contained soil, sand, and animal waste. Nigga, mlekewa mafi na mchanga, and they call that fertilizer, and everybody forgot about it. Over 1.6 million Kenyans face starvation and food scarcity. You know the funny part, these counties and these people who always face starvation are these stupid people from Baringo and Bomet County, the counties that give the most votes to this person, and they'll still vote for him. 16.5 billion shillings fake seed oil scandal. The Kenya National Trading Corporation was meant to facilitate the importation of edible oils to reduce price of citizens. Instead, a local firm was able to secure 1.1 billion shillings tender to supply edible oils without following proper tender procedures, contributing to over 16.5 billion shillings in losses. The scandal involves top government officials in the Ministry of Finance and Trade. I don't know, man. Who knows where Moses 16 billion shillings NSSF fund. NSSF improperly paid taxes to Kenya Revenue Authority despite being a tax-exempt entity, failing to recover the funds and causing lost interest of retirees. I want this to sink in. NSSF as an organization is not mandated to pay taxes to the KRA, but for some weird reason, they did it to the tune of 16.5 billion shillings, and everybody forgot about it. Pensions are lost, and no arrests are made, and nothing. It all was swept under the rug. 104.8 billion shillings SHA scandal. Let's not confuse this 2024 SHA scandal with the one that happened a few weeks ago. Those are two different things. We'll get to that in a minute. And here's my favorite one. $13 billion Ketraco scandal. You may know this one as the Adani deal that went astray. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think just because the Kenyan government withdrew from that Adani deal that no fines were paid? I mean, this is common sense. You signed contracts. You need to honor the contracts. You pay penalties for not honoring the contracts. Kenya still paid something to the tune of 5 billion shillings because they breached the contract between the Adani Corporation and the Kenyan government. So in as much as you beat your chest and thumping that, oh, we did not do the Adani deal, we still lost some money. 5.3 billion shillings was still gone. 44.8 billion shillings is citizen scandal. And finally, the most recent one, 11 billion shillings SHA scandal. Not to be confused with the 100 billion shillings 2024 scandal. In total, give or take, Kenya has lost around 250 billion shillings ever since Ruto'S administration came into power. But here's the funny part. These 200 billion shillings is still nowhere near the 200 billion shillings lost on one scandal in 2014 called the Eurobond scandal under the Uhuru government. Here's the funny thing about Kenyans. Despite Uhuru being involved in the Eurobond scandal in 2014, you people still gave this nigga a second chance. You people still queued twice to vote for that guy in 2017. So in as much as nasemanga, oh, one time Ruto must go, I don't fucking trust you, because if your bar was so low to the point that you can vote someone who was involved in the Eurobond scandal in 2014, you voted twice just to prove a point that you want to punish Raila, why the fuck will I trust you people to not vote for him again? Mark my words, every single loser who voted for this guy in 2022 is going to do the same in 2027. This guy has a cult following. This guy has loyal worshippers. This guy has people who literally kiss his feet. Everyone who voted for 2022 for this guy is going to vote for him in 2027. People do not learn from mistakes. I hate to be that guy, but I just gotta say it. In as much as we like to complain that there's a lot of corruption in this regime, make no mistake about it. Uhuru's regime had very, very worse corruption, and you guys gave him 2 terms. You guys voted for him 3 times, and I will never forgive you for that. So, I don't trust you people. I really don't.
Come with us as we go get our voters' cards.
Gonna get a voter's card.
Anyway, but first I had to go to the KU health unit. Yeah, that's me.
Na hiyo homa yako. Na uweke ukitoa vifaa.
It drew blood out of my hand. Hiyo damu ni mingi, guy. Then tukaenda tukapiga mapicha, then we were acting silly, lakini tunajibamba. We shake that thing, manze. Shake that thing. Then we decided to go to Rero now.
Where we going? Gonna get a voter's card.
I was so excited. Touchdown, Rero, that was around maybe 2 or something, or 3. Not even 3. Go 4.
Hi guys, thank you.
Alitujengea siku manze. Then tukatembea, tukapata books. Alafu we met this guy, he had very cool shoes. Nilinunua pair moja. That was so nice. Karudi kwa friends wangu, tukapata wase wa Farmer's Choice.
Lakini ni njaa inatuuma.
Hello. Then tukaendelea na safari. Yeah, we headed to this direction. Tuliambiwa huko ndo kwa chief, but I guess walitu misdirect. Tukarudi, tukaamua kutumia maps zetu. Tukatembea, then tukaona kuna njia hapo katikati. There was a gate in there. Mafala tukarudi nyuma, tukidhani kuna njia hapo katikati. Kwenda wakatuambia hakuna njia hapo. You should just use the main road. So we went back to the main road. Hadi tukafika kwa police station. Tukasema let's just ask kwa police station. We've been walking for a while. Wakatudirect, then tukafika. Yeah, ilikuwa hapa mbele. Finally we got there. Tukaingia. She was so excited to participate. Tumefurahi, lakini tumechoka pia. Tumechoka. Then tukapanga line, haikuwa ndefu sana. Yeah, filled out some forms. Wakachukua fingerprints, wakatupiga mapicha. Then tukasaidia hadi watu wako wanaelewa. Then tukamaliza. Yeah, I was so excited. Tukakadi.
Sasa tumechoka na Ruto. Yaani tumechoka. Motherfucker. Kama ni Ruto tutaki president wake bana. Hakuna kazi. Yaani tunakula msoto. Tunakula msoto. Sasa kwa nini tuwe na rais kama wewe bana? Mimi nimesema kama hizi salamu zikufikie bwana rais, tumechoka na wewe.
Nice like